Yo, how is New Orleans, man?
It's we stable now.
Right.
I could say we're on an up go right now. You know, everything is coming up. We got new businesses opening, a lot of franchises opening now and there. A lot of cats on the minority side opening businesses.
Really?
It's good.
My fear was after Katrina, and I want to get back to how Katrina affected you personally, but my fear was after Katrina that most of the cats that really held it down before that got moved out or be gentrified out. Is that what's happening?
A little bit of that.
Right, okay.
A little bit of that, because a lot of them didn't come back. I mean, our population got pretty much cut by 3/4.
Wow.
So, you know, it's a lot of people that's coming back slowly but surely, and the ones who are there, they starting to do some good things.
Now, you lost your home.
Yeah.
In Katrina.
Yeah, I lost my home.
Like, where were you when Katrina hit, man?
I was actually in Atlanta.
Okay.
And, you know, by me losing the house, I winded up staying in Atlanta for like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
But I built the house back home.
So you are back in...
I've been there for a couple of years now.
Okay, because the last thing I read, it said that you was living in Atlanta, but you back home.
Yeah, I've been home for like, let me see, maybe 4 or 5 years now.
Okay. Is there a big difference?
A big difference.
What's the difference, like, between old New Orleans and New Orleans today in 2015?
Man, you know, it's harder to get a club packed or get, you know, before Katrina, we had all artists coming to New Orleans. Right. Well, now it's kind of like every so often, if they do come, it won't be a packed place because we don't have a lot of people.
Oh, because the people, that's right, the population is cut down, man.
So that's the only thing.
So let me ask you, where do people go for gumbo now these days?
They cook it at home. It's really a home thing.
So the best, because I mean, when I think of like gumbo, I think of New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know, I think of some of the best gumbo.
The best gumbo is from New Orleans, but it's cooked at home by a grandmother or mama.
Not no shop.
Yeah, come on, you know, it's never in the shop. It's always at the house.
You know, it's amazing how, you know, back in the day, it was rare to really hear, at least in the state, in New York State, it was rare to see cats representing New Orleans like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Master P and then y'all.
Master P opened it up for us.
And now I'm seeing, like, we've had Kevin Gates on the show.
Oh, Gates?
You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, what's going on with the movement out there right now, the music-wise?
These new cats coming. They coming. You know, you go in a club, you know, look like Boosie opened that new door.
Boosie's been on the show, man.
I think what? Man, you having everybody from the hometown. I'm glad I'm on the show now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, man, but Boosie opened the door where a lot of the new cats from all over the state is doing their thing. Like Lil Cali, he part of the group with us now.
Okay.
He another cat that's right from I forgot the name of the town, but close to Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And he got a following just like Boosie. He got pretty much got Boosie old fan base.
And then I saw a video that you did recently with this cat that I've been hearing about a lot, Young Greatness.
Young Greatness, yeah. Local cat from New Orleans.
Yeah. Moved
to Atlanta during another Katrina victim and just started doing his thing, man.
Okay. You guys did a record called Buku.
Buku.
That's a crazy
Buku.
video, man.
Yeah, man.
Now, when you were coming up, though, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about artists that are doing it right now and artists that have opened the door, and, like, you know, you talk about Master P and then, you know, this generation, you know, Boosie. Like, back when you were coming up, man, what local acts were you looking towards, or were there any local acts that you was really fucking with?
They were, but the main one was Gregory D and Mannie Fresh.
Okay.
You know, that was kind of like, there was the shit. That was an era where it was before Tupac era.
Right.
And, you know, they was really all we had. So that was the biggest cast in New Orleans. Mannie was making the best beats in New Orleans, man, since the early 80s.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Since the early 80s?
Early 80s.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
And he had a record deal.
Wait a minute. How old is Mannie, man?
Mannie up there. Mannie up there.
So Mannie
first, I think their first record came out, their first major record came out in like 80, 87, 88.
87, damn.
Like that.
That's crazy. So, because I thought, like, you and Mannie, all of y'all came up together.
Nah, Mannie before everything.
Right.
And I'm a little bit before Cash Money, but Mannie is the first cat. I came like 91, 90.
Right.
Yeah.
And who was inspiring you, man, to get in the game?
A lot of cats, man, but the main cat, I can't lie, was Master P.
Master P.
You know, because it made everything close to us. You know, it felt like it was right there for us. I'm like, man, why he ain't signing me? You know, stuff like that. But I don't think he knew about me.
Right, Master P was 95, like 90, was like 94, 95.
94, 95. Crime rate was crazy in the city.
I remember that Bout It.
Yeah.
Record came out, and then the DVD, the VHS came out. And it was a whole different phenomena, but I bought it.
Yeah, man.
I bought the Bout It album, and I bought the video, man.
He put New Orleans on.
Yeah, definitely did, man. So
kind of like what I'm doing, to be honest.
Right, but
it's kind of like the same. I never thought of that, but it's kind of like my Mardi Gras.
It was like, thing. But what he was doing was like the first wave. Like you know what I'm saying? Were all of y'all looking at Master P like this is what we can do? He made it possible?
Yeah. Man, I was not only looking at him, I was just looking at the rappers on like, damn.
Right.
If I ain't better than him, I mean, if I'm not as good as him, I could be better than him. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at it like that. If they could get on, I know what I could do.
How did you meet Baby and Slim? Like
I've been knowing them because I had records out before they started their record company.
Right.
So they there was some cats that was trying to start their company, and they had a little artist named Kilo G. You know, he was really like doing a California rap thing. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like people in New Orleans weren't really feeling that like that.
Right. Because it was sounding like California.
Yeah. And even back then, they knew I was that nigga.
Right.
They knew I was that nigga. I just was caught up in this record. I had a record deal in 91 with Warlock.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. It was like when I start fucking with Cash Money, a lot of people was like, man, why you going backwards?
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because you were the cat that, in a sense,
I was bigger than the company.
You quote unquote made it out the hood.
Yeah.
And I think you even gave Cash Money like mainstream success. Like, you know, you like I mean, I'm not trying to go too forward, but you know, when you mentioned that he was the cat that did that. That's how, I mean, a lot of people feel that way.
Now, I would say this. When we worked on them albums, and it's the truth, when we went to the studio, we didn't know where the songs was going.
Right.
So we recorded a bunch of songs at one time, and whoever was next up, the hit records went on his album, and that's what happened. It was my turn up, and the hit records went on my album. So I don't want people to think that I went in the studio and I just recorded 400 Degrees or a Soulja Rag album, because that's not what happened. We did so many songs, man. I'm talking about every day like a job. We go to the studio like a lot of cats do now. We was doing that back then.
But what was it that convinced? Since you knew these cats, you knew the Williams brothers.
Yeah.
What made you start working with them?
Mannie.
So Mannie was down with them.
Mannie Fresh, bro. When they got Mannie, because Mannie Fresh wasn't with them in the beginning. When they got Mannie Fresh, and I heard that UNLV album, that did it. I knew that's where I wanted to be, because I wanted to be on that kind of music. I knew that's the kind of music I can make my hits on. So
they tell you we got Mannie Fresh right now.
Yeah.
We got this Cash Money label.
I quit my job.
What kind of job was you doing?
I was a foreman, man. I was working on, doing
Union?
Yeah, union. But I was doing turnaround work at the plants.
And hold up, so you was doing the 9 to 5. And that's man work.
Matter of fact, I didn't quit. I took a leave of absence because I wasn't sure.
Yo, well, hold on. But what made you think that? What made you believe that this shit could be real? Because this shit is a dollar in a dream, man.
Man, I'm telling you, I got in the studio. They took me to the studio. They was working on BG album, because BG was there before me and Wayne.
Okay.
They was working on BG album. They took me to the studio and they let me hear some of the songs. And I was like, damn, all right, so it's not a fluke.
Right.
Man, they're really making these kind of beats. You know what I'm saying? So they put me on a song with Bun B, my first record.
Really?
On BG album.
Okay.
And
what track
it
was
took
that?
off.
Do you remember the track?
Damn. I can't remember the name of the song.
Oh, hold on.
They said, niggas, they coming to get you. You better watch your back before they motherfucking split you, niggas. They had Miss T singing on the hook.
Wait, hold up, man.
Yeah.
Hold up. So,
Bun B was around Cash Money before me. Crazy. I mean, actually running with him, hanging with him, running with him.
Were you like in a sense, like intimidated or awestruck? Like, I can't believe it's Mannie Fresh right here and it's fucking Bun B right here.
You won't laugh?
Yeah.
The song was done before I realized it was Bun B.
Really?
I mean, I had been running with him all day. We had been running, drinking, talking, but they never said they had calling him B all night. B,
Okay.
B. They never said Bun. when they said Bun, when we were sitting in the hallway talking, and they said Bun B, I said, Bun B, the king of the Hubble Trail? Like, I'm in there tripping. I said, boy, I'm a fan like about. I said, man, why you sit around me all day, man? He said, man, I thought you knew who I was.
Oh, you didn't even know that was Bun B?
I didn't know that was Bun B. And hearing him rap saying, damn, he sound familiar. You know, hearing the song like, damn, this dude sound familiar. I couldn't put it together.
Get ready for combat. No escaping. Get ready for combat.